Welcome, CityState 2 fans, to CityState 2 with Omnius Prime. Episode 14, Beginning Society Policies. Now, I've been busy a little bit since I last saw you. I just placed a church right over here. Okay. So now, what we have is continuing to build up my new block here. Still going to put in a quadrant here for industry because it looks like it can do some good zoning there. It's got some prospecting that I did, so it looks like it's got minerals. Here, where I've got this kind of like blank area, that's going to be where a highway is going to come in. Right now, I just don't need it. I'm also now starting to replace some of the medium density with high density. Okay, like here where I've got the two pedestrian alleys on each side. I've decided, like in the middle here, I'm going to start. I started to zone this high density, and then I spaced out. Yeah, there's going to be a doggone arcology going in here, so I have to do it in the middle, and then I did it over there too. So right here, I'm going up to high density, and over here, I'm going to high density. Some of this I've already started shifting to high density. Okay, now these are like 6x5 lots. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm starting to convert some of this medium density housing and businesses into high density, but I don't want to do it, too quickly. And of course, building up some new areas here, and so now let's just go ahead and run a little bit of clock because, hold on, let's screens up. Let's get my screens up here, okay? And as you can see, I've got some demand for my housing. My informal demand is starting to rise a little bit, okay? I've got to do a little better job of zoning up the housing and stuff. Now, one thing, when you bulldoze housing, you get, I don't know, I think up to 2/3 of the residents come back as demand. So that you have to be kind of careful that, yeah, once you do the bulldozing, you're going to lose population, but some of it's going to increase your demand and come back real quick. So you got to make sure that you're not blowing up your demand too much. So let's go ahead and run a little clock. And gotta love that city's exceptional healthcare system, convincing new families to settle in. Bingo! This is what I was looking for. Department of Social Affairs. This administrative building enables the enactment of new policies that deal with societal issues such as religion, family, freedoms, and rights. These policies usually have less direct impacts on the economy. However, they can improve the state international image, thus attracting more immigrants. Okay, so now what I need to do is figure out where am I going to place this building. Let's get it out here. So Department of Social Affairs, 17,000. So let's look at where. Now that's on a street corner, so I definitely do not want to do that. So how about if I come out like right there? Now let's see. Oh, why didn't I just build it right next to the church here? Nope, let's put it on the other side. Come on, there we go. And put it out 4 away. Bang. So. That's definitely 4 away. Okay, I'm not going to place a park there, but that just was a way to measure. So, 130 fictitious jobs. I'm not going to use them. There are there is one instance where I will use fictitious jobs, and it's when we're leveling up on this rehabilitation center down in the bottom right corner. Okay, I need at least 70 points of economic freedom and my unemployment rate lower than 4%. So this is a time when I might go ahead and use fictitious jobs to make sure, like say my unemployment rate right now is at 5%, I'd use fictitious jobs to drop it down to 4%, unlock the rehabilitation center, then go ahead and undo the fictitious jobs and let the unemployment rate go back up. So yes, there is a use for fictitious jobs. You just got to be careful about using it. Now, let's take a look at the society policies, okay? So you have freedom of religion, gender equality, gambling, human cloning, online freedoms, international adoptions, gun control. What if I look at, let's say, gambling, okay? Let's take a look at gambling, red light district. Oh, there's your addendum. I got to get the religion policy set to policy guaranteed. Now, my civil rights is at 62 right now. So, let's see, the religion policy and prostitution. So do I get prostitution? Nope, that comes in a little later on. Freedom of religion. Okay. So that's going to be, let's see, tolerance guaranteed, secular state. So let's take a look over here. So I need religious policy set to tolerance guaranteed. Okay. So the first policy is going to be freedom of religion. Tolerance guaranteed, secular state, you get 1 point of economic freedom. Look at that, 6 points of civil rights. The other nice thing, 2% on the education. Ooh, so all of those are negative on education. So this one's perfect because I want the 6 points of civil rights and the 2% on the education. Okay, good for the economic freedom. Good on the corruption. Of course, very bad on the religiousness factor, and it doesn't cost anything. You know, you could have the state religion taught in schools. It's going to give you more civil rights, but it's going to give you less education. You'll have more religiousness. State religion and persecution of other states. Woo, big time on the religiousness. A bad hit on the education. A bad hit on economic freedom. And then state atheism, ban all religions. And even though I'm an atheist, no, this isn't a good policy either, okay? You get some good security, but look at that, religiousness goes down a bunch, civil rights down. So this is what I want right here, because I want to, remember, boost up my civil rights. Also want to boost up my education. So boom, got that done. Let's see, what else do I want to do? Gender equality. Let's see, so there's an effect on education. So here, none gives me some variety of things, a little bit of social ladder, but a negative on civil rights. Good for the birth rate and religiousness. Awareness program in schools. Okay, there's some effect on education, some security, some birth rate, a little negative on the civil rights, but a little bit of social ladder and economic freedom. Enforce income equality in corporations. Okay, that gives some more different effects, a little bit of office and retail help, a little bit of negative on the manufacturing. And positive discrimination policy for women. Got a negative on education, some civil rights, but your economic freedom goes down. So I think what I want to do is go with the awareness program in schools. It gives me the best effect for my education. Um, it actually gives me a little disapproval from the left. Okay, so here I'm kind of, veering a little right, but I like, the hit on the civil rights kind of sucks, but I'm getting some other benefits here. So I'm going to go with the gender equality awareness program. Gambling. Let's see. License required. We can make it the monies. So if we had none, it gets a bit of retail help, economic freedom help, but the corruption, bad. Security, bad. Okay, so we don't want that. A license required. Okay, gives me $125. At this point, a little approval from the right, disapproval from the left. Economic freedom, a little corruption, negative hit on the religiousness and security. Ban casinos, allow sports betting. Gives us a little bit of variety here, a little approval on the left. Okay, a little retail hit, good for the corruption and the religiousness. Now ban all types of gambling. Okay, looks like a good boost for the social ladder. Economic freedom goes down. Security is up. Religiousness is up, and corruption. It helps against corruption. Okay, but there's no money. So what I'm going to do is I want to go with this one here. Gives me a little hit on the corruption and security and religiousness, a little on the social ladder, gives me a little plus on the economic freedom. Okay, a little approval on the right, a little disapproval on the left. I'm kind of trying to keep my policies balanced. So that gives me 3. I'm at 70 right now. So let's go. I'm going to have to go ahead and assimilate those. Now, let's see. What do I want to do here? How about do some more high density here? So I'm going to go over one here. Going to hit the control key, and now I've got, there we go. Boom. 6 by 6. Okay. Because now I got to remember in the 4 corners to leave room for arcologies. Now, what am I doing on commercial? I'm still pretty good right now. I think what I'm going to do is just let's run a little clock. And let's start seeing how these effects on the social ladder are going, okay? So now my corruption's down to 4%, which is good. My incarceration rate has gone down a bit. Birth rate up to 3.9. Income inequality. Okay, so now I'm starting on my informal demand to start losing some. Okay. Notice the accessing middle class. I'm starting to do a pretty good job of that at 1.3. I'm still upper class minus 0.6. Obviously, it's the tax rate that's the real stick in the mud. Now my park score is 119, and my park cost is now 150 because I actually bought a park, a real functional park. Now, as you can see, I'm contributing 1% to the national treasury. It's got almost 30,000 already. Inflation is at 0.8. I haven't lowered my tax rates yet. I still want to make the money. Okay. Now, look at that quality of life score now up to 98. So really, now I'm kind of smoking here. Traffic congestion is only 13%. Let's get into my the big wheel of fortune, or cyclotron of fortune, considering that it kind of goes both ways. And as you can see, my basic manufacturing is now down to a minus 19 total growth bonus. and advanced manufacturing is 31. Office is at 11. My trade balance is still looking good. Okay, you can see the effect of my exports over imports is dropping, but as long as this stays positive, I'm going to have nice low inflation. My GDP per capita is raising up. It's at 49.9%. Look at my GDP growth at 10%. Participation rate 69.6. Unemployment rate is 6%. So now my civil rights index is at 67. Let's see. Okay, I need 70 points. So you see the religion policy is already set up. Okay, if you look in the fusion power plant over on the right in the middle, the innovation policy enacted, no restrictions, so I'm set up for that. So 70 points of civil rights, I'm at 78, so I'm just going to need to run some clock here, and what I'm going to need to do is some more starting to build up here. I need some more water. I'm at 98%. So I really like that. Now let's see, where am I at? That one is closed. That one is closed. So I could just pop that one open. And where's my power at? 97%. Might as well just go ahead and let's see. That one's open. That one's closed. So as you can see, this way you're kind of, saving a little extra money here. And now I'm going to have to watch. Now you can see how those, looks like I'm going to need some more business and stuff. Oh yes. So so now what I'm doing is I'm just building up my city. That's the elementary school. Yep. So I definitely needed to up my elementary school here. That's why that score was dropping down to 59. So what I need to do is upgrade here. And let's see, now my capacity is 100, so that's good. Building more libraries so that people learn faster. Okay, I'm still at 100 for the high schools. So yeah, I'm just trying to build up my education here and there, find little ways to, let's see, let's just come up here. And if you look, my policy score is now up to 75. Now yesterday I misspoke. There was a policy that would drop me up, would increase my education 5%, which was the ban private schools. It rose my policy score up by 10 points, so the 5% doubles in policy score to 10 points. So a 1% education drop will give me 2 points of policy score. So I've gone from 50 to 75, and now my grade is at 92, okay? So slowly but surely, now what I've got to do is maybe build myself another library somewhere, because in the early part of the game, libraries are the most important. Later in the game, then the libraries aren't as important. But until you get the fusion reactor, you want some libraries, you want people learning quickly. Now, I'm going to do a little more building and stuff, and then and running clock, and then I'm going to get ready and do some more society policies. I've been doing a little more building and rebuilding and stuff, and yesterday, or the last episode, I went over this policy here, copyrights and patents, under the economy section. And so I did a little homework. I didn't know what oligopolistic meant, when I did this. So what I did is I, typed it out and did a little search on it. So oligopolistic means the supply is controlled by a few businesses, okay? And what they can do is they can greatly influence price. In other words, oligopolistic is a nice fancy name for monopolistic or monopoly, where yes, when you have like an industry that is controlled by fewer and fewer and fewer entities, those fewer entities can really take advantage of pricing and stuff. You know, kind of like our oil companies do, like right now. So, I like that I'm enforcing it for all sectors because I do not like the idea of monopolies. Now, let's get back to society. Now, I bumped up my stability score to 100. Okay, so now I can do a couple of more policies here and get all four of these done. So let's take a look at human cloning. Okay, we can allow cloning in genomics. Woo, look at that 6% jack up to the education. The health goes up +6, security +4. Ooh, but look at the effect on the birth rate, man, -8%, man. That's puta. That's a big, massive drop. Okay, -5 on the social ladder, +1 economic freedom, -2 civil rights. A big +5 on the manufacturing, -5 on the basic, and a little +1 on the office. Ooh, that +6 on the education. Ooh, that I like it. But look at that, -70 on the right, -30 on the left. So that's, you know, here we go. Allow genomics, ban cloning. Okay, so now we're getting here it's a little, you know, -20 on the right, -10 on the left, a 3% boost on the education, 3% on health, and 3% on security. Now we only have a -1 on the birth rate, which is much better. A little +0.5 on economic freedom, -2% on social ladder, -1 on civil rights. So let's just let's take a look at the next one. Allow for research purposes only. Okay, now I'm getting a +1 on health, a +1 on education, a little bit of +0.5 on birth rate. Economic freedom is down only 0.5. Gives a little boost to advanced manufacturing, no hit to civil rights. Right now I'm trying to get civil rights. So let's see what I've got here. Ban genomics and cloning. Okay. So what I might want to do is this one for now. I want that civil rights effect, okay? Not too worried about the little hits to office and advanced manufacturing or to economic freedom. Both sides kind of like it a little bit. So right now, the name of the game is I want to hit 70. So I think I'm going to go ahead and enact that, okay? And I will be going back and changing it because I'm going to want to get back to the education. So let's see, online freedoms. Let websites make their own rules. Let's see, so a little bit on the office and advanced manufacturing, a little bit of boost to the economic freedom. A minus to education, I don't like that, and a minus to corruption, I don't like that. So pop-up spam to inform me about privacy. A little bit of a plus to civil rights, okay, a negative to education, so I'm not too happy about that. All websites must guarantee free speech. I'm getting a +1 on civil rights, a +1 on education. Ooh, a little bit of a 0.5 help on corruption, and economic freedom down 1 point with a little hit on advanced manufacturing. Guarantee free speech, prohibit usernames and anonymity. That's a -1 hit to civil rights. I don't like that. You know, good for the education. There might come a time when I might want to temporarily use this and boost up the education score, and of course it looks good on the corruption, and the the right like it, the left don't like it, but then that would help with the balance. So let's see. This was, I think, the one where I want the most civil rights help, okay? So I'm going to go for this one right now. International adoptions. None. Okay, drop on the birth rate. So that doesn't look very fun. Okay. Minimum income required to participate, and that helps a little on the education and the birth rate. Little bit of a hit on the corruption. Right likes it, left doesn't like it a little bit. Okay, now assist all applicants, no requirements, get a little bit of a plus to the birth rate. Build orphanages abroad and promote adoptions. Now there's a -2 to education and the big +5 for the birth rate. That looks nice, but the 140 cost new. I don't want to hit to education, so let's take a look at. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. Minimum income required to participate, because what it does is it gives me a little plus 0.5 to the education, which will give me a 1 on my education score, okay, for policies. And a little boost there. Approval on the right, a little disapproval on the left. So I think I'm going to go with this one. Gun control. Now, let us see. So there's civil rights, no restrictions. Now, plus 1 point for civil rights. Civil rights, I need to run the score. Last I was at was 67. So I haven't run any clock yet to warm up the statistics. So let's see. So that gives me a 1 point for civil rights. Definitely a big switch between right and left. A -3 on the security, a -1 on the health. Helps with the retail. I think this would be the NRA position. Okay, restrict semi-automatic rifles and handguns. Okay, look at that plus 0.5 on the civil rights, so not quite as good. Sale and possession require selective licenses. So here I'm taking a hit on civil rights. Okay. Prohibited for all citizens. Here I take a bigger hit on civil rights. Looks good on security and health. But right now, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to get an edenium. So I'm trying to boost up my civil rights. So I'm going to go with civil rights for 1 point. I'm going to say no restrictions on gun control. Okay? I will change it. But right now, because I don't like to hit on security or health. But right now, what I want to do is get the civil rights. I want to hit the edenium. Okay? So here, I choose policies because I want to complete something, okay? Right now I'm at plus 20 on the left, so let's run a little clock here and see how my policies are affecting. Ooh, check it out. There's my 70 for civil rights, okay? Let's take a look at special buildings. Hot diggity dogs. So here's edenium, okay? Going to cost me $503. Some of these buildings can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to enact. Like I said, money, 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 money. Right now I got $336,000, okay, available. $6,200 in monthly cash flow. So I'm going to research it, run a little clock. And I should be able to come here and ta-da! There's an edenium. Now, where am I going to put an edenium? Right here. And here's what I like about my 10 wide spacing. So, drop in an edenium. And now what I'm going to do is just, whoopsie. Oh, here's a good chance to show you. So now what I'm doing is leveling up my walkways. So 80. So this is an 8 by 8 building. Okay. And 80. So now what I'm doing is leveling up my ground to road level so that when I place these guys now, okay, they are at road level and they're not sunk down and stuff. So that is an edenium, and it kind of gives like the same effect of a church, and I'm not too sure, never figured out how big a one is. Now, I am going to place one right here in this area. So I'm going to have to take out these 4 buildings and that little walkway there. And then I'm going to put an edenium in here just to put some coverage in up here. And so yeah, that's, you know, unlocking. Now, let's see, gun control. Oh wait, hold on, let's just see where. So now I'm at plus 20.5. So it didn't affect too much. Now, what I want to do is come back to something like restrict semi-automatic rifles and handguns. Sale and possession requires selective licenses. So yeah, I like this. It's going to give me a little hit to retail, a little hit to civil rights, but I'm going to get a little bit of a health benefit. I'm going to get a security benefit, okay? So this is the one that I really wanted to use. And as you can see, I'm down to 52, 53 on stability. My approval is at 50%, and I don't have anybody rioting, which is good. So now let's take a look at the special buildings. As you can see, my next goal is the central bank unlocks foreign currency. Now, I'm going to, before I get to 75,000, I'm going to test out whether or not I can buy and sell dollars. Maybe I can't. But what I'm going to do is wait and test it out just to make sure that I can't do it. And then so to make sure that yes, the central bank actually does, whoopsie toodles, do something. And then after 75,000, then I'm going to come up here and I'm going to get the government headquarters up another stage, okay? Now it says 8 enacted policies to progress. And I've got 12 already here, so I'm wondering what the deal is right here on the 8 enacted. I should see it show up as green. And then the other thing is at 100,000, I unlock the university, and I want to get my education level up higher than 65. Now, one of the things that I'm doing is replacing some of the housing, like in the middle here. I'm starting to build high density, not on the corner. I mean, right here, I'm building high density and replacing medium density. I've also started replacing some, here we are, some 6x5s. These are now high density manufacturing, okay? So I'm slowly but surely transitioning, but I got to be careful about the residential because of the education score. Because when I bulldoze buildings, you know, that have people in it that have an education level of, do I see it? Not here. So what I need to do is look here, and my education level is 69 out of 100, okay? Here it's 65 out of 100. Now, I have 3 libraries along with my 3 elementary schools. So yes, in the early game, the libraries are basically just as important as elementary schools because they allow you to help the people learn faster. So you want people learning faster because you're bringing in a lot of new people. And you got to be careful about rebuilding the medium density to high density so that you're not kind of like, lowering your education score. Because by the time I hit 100,000, I want to have 65 as my education level. So I'm going to need more libraries to help people learn quicker. So I'm going to be back, and let's see what my next little goal is going to be and my next decision point as I just keep building away here, and I just love these information screens. I've progressed further along. Now my population's up to 74,458. And now I'm getting ready to unlock the central bank. Right now these things say that my policies are not enacted yet, but what I got to do is run some clock to basically get things caught up as far as where I am. So before I start running clock, I want to do something else. Now, at 100,000, I'm going to get a college. I need to be at 65 education at that point in time. Right now, I'm at 62. Okay, I've got as many libraries as I have elementary schools. In the early game, the libraries are really the most. That's when they're the most important. Afterwards, you can kind of replace some of them once you get to 100 in the fusion reactor. So now, what I'm going to do is I need to bump up education a bit. I've got two ways that I can do this. Okay, I can go into human cloning. Now, right now, I'm banning genomics and cloning. For some reasons here, the civil rights, but right here, bang, here's a 6% effect on education. So allow cloning and genomics, a big health benefit, a big education benefit. That 6% is going to translate to 12 points of policy score, and a big jump on my security. Woo! And a minus 8% on the birth rate. That's going to be tough. Minus 5% on the social ladder. That's going to be tough. Minus 2 points of civil rights. I'd get a point of economic freedom out of the deal. Minus 70 disapproval, on the right, and minus 30 on the left. This is not going to be popular. A little boost to office, but a big negative to basic and a positive to advanced manufacturing of plus 5%. So, and it doesn't cost anything. But I need the education score. Okay, so I'm going to do that one. And I'm also going to go in here to online freedoms. And I think what I'm doing is guarantee free speech, prohibit usernames and anonymity. Okay. A good effect on the corruption, but that plus 2% on the education instead of, I think, plus 1. The right likes it, the left doesn't, but that's okay. And economic freedom, it takes a hit. Civil rights takes a hit, but once again, it's all about education right now. So I'm going to enact that. Okay? So let's get some clock running here. And as you can see, I got some zoning going on up here. I've almost reached, okay, here we go. I'm at 75,000. Central bank. Building this institution will allow the state to buy foreign currencies to reduce the inflation. Okay, let's take a look here. What's my inflation? 0.7? So right now, see, it says requires central bank. So I cannot buy and sell dollars. Okay? So here's my population. Love that park score, 120. Traffic congestion's a mere 13%, so I'm doing really nice. Got stuff spread out a bit. My social ladder is doing good to get to the middle class. I got to work on that upper class. Here is my economy screen and my um, cyclotron of fortune over here on the left. Now, over here on the right, um, my 1 USD now equals 9.94 CSD. So I've improved my CSD value from, I think, a little over 11 to now just under 10. So my exchange rate isn't negatively impacting my trade balance for inflation. So do I need to buy USD? And I don't need, I could buy USD and use it. Well, actually, nope, I can't do any better than I am right now as far as inflation getting over to advanced manufacturing. I could only make this basic manufacturing worse if I increase the exchange rate, decrease it so it's closer to 1 to 1. This will go negative, and then my basic manufacturing will be very, very negative. Right now, I've got maybe about 15% basic manufacturing. I've got about almost 25% in advanced manufacturing jobs. Okay, so down here, the jobs distribution. So I'm doing really well. Let's take a look at approval while I'm here. Okay. Ooh. Now, I was really close just before. Right now, I've got, 49% left wing, 51% right wing as far as population. But now, look at my left wing, man. My approval's down 36%. My approval for right wing is down 47%. And you can see how my approval rating has, it's dogging it down here in the 42% range. But like I said, I've got to bite the bullet. I want to get my education score going up, and the only way to do that is to bite the bullet and use as many policy boosts as possible. Now let's take a quick look, and here's my elementary school. Okay, so I've got the policy score is now 96. Okay, it was like around 60 something or something like that before. So I've really jacked up my policy score, okay, which is what I want. That grade of 99 is now going to really going to help out. Now, and then like here's a library. And no, I don't have 9 libraries, but I have 1, 2, there's 3, there's 4, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 elementary schools. So it doesn't go library 1, library 2, library 3. It just, wherever you place them, that kind of like the number. Okay, let's, wow, I was in deep somewhere. Okay, so libraries, important in the early game to help your population grow up. Let's just see now. Okay, my business looks pretty good. I still have some population. Now look at here, my informal demand is 216, so I'm good. I haven't had any slums yet, so that's really nice. So now, why don't I just go ahead and do some more zoning here for the residential. Let's see. So first of all, we're going to come here and we're going to do 2 ends over here and here. And yeah, I just do the high density now. Now, I'm flattening out the ground so that when I place a pedestrian alley, there. Whoopsie, that went too far. Yeah, right there. make sure that I got it right there. Okay. So now that takes care of going sideways. Interesting how that went brown or something strange. It kind of did a color change there. So now what I need to do is I want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's to place high schools. So I'm going to come over here and go like this. And let's see now. What I'm going to do is come back, go 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit the control key. And I'm going to get 4 6x5s and 2 4x5s. There. So what I'm doing here is making room for 2 high schools. I mean, right now, no, I don't even need that much room for high schools. But I know for future building purposes, yes, I'm going to need 2 high schools. And then I've got some room here. As you can see, I'm not zoning on corners. These are where arcologies are going to go. Okay. That is going to take it there. So let's go ahead and let me show you something else while I'm at it. I'm setting up for arcologies, okay? There's a space for an arcology here on a corner, okay? Then I made space for one here and one here, okay? And I have done a little bit of switching out some low density for high density. See, like right here, that's high density housing on the edge, on the corner here. But I'm waiting because this is population that's, population that's got like an education level of 71. Even though my overall is 61, okay? What I'm doing now is when you're adding people, you really want to control immigration. Now let's see, let's come back down here for a second, look at my airport. Now, I've got up to 1,615 passengers, you know, but I still have not made that connection. I'm still keeping my capacity at 200, okay? Why? Because I don't want to grow fast early. Why? Because I want to drive up this education score as fast as I can. Now, what I need to do, let's come up here and let's look at this. So, at 100,000 national population, I'm going to, as you can see now, the policies have all filled in here. I'm going to get 100,000 national population, and I'm not too sure about that 8 enacted policies to progress unless it's government policies. So now, I want the next, after this, when I get to 65 at 100,000, I drop a university, okay? And that I want to drop right away. And then it's going to be a race from 100,000, okay? I also will pick up, so then a race from 100,000 to 120 when I get my first arcology A. Need education level 90. Same with the carbon capture plant, education level higher than 90. So that'll be my next goal. Then after that, I just keep building. I really focus on the arcologies. And then I get the education level at 100 or above, unlock my fusion power plant. Then I can back off on education. Then I will definitely change my cloning and all these other things back. I won't ban private schools. I'll back off on that so that then I don't have to worry about education. But early on, with a low population, slow immigration, that's the key to keeping things nice and low. Now, as you can see, I'm just having fun right here with my information screens for demand and statistics and stuff. my exports are a little above my imports. Let's see. Woo, I'm going to need some office here pretty soon. Now, the other thing that I've been doing is let's turn on my underground resources. Okay, so right in here, let's get this guy out. So in this block here, in fact, even better is if I just use something like this. So this block, there's resources here. Okay, and so this is going to be industrial. This is going to be industrial. Now let's come over here. Let's look at this. Now, yes, I've been doing some prospecting here to find my industry zones. Okay. Now where I'm doing, so here's some industry. So this is why I have some blank spots here, because I have some potential mining sites. Okay. Like that's 209. Man, I'd like to jump on that right now, but 206, 214. I'd love to jump on that right now, but why am I holding off on my mining? Okay, my exports imports game. This is supply, this is demand. Right now I'm at about 1,600 difference, okay? Let's come back here. So right now, I've got a plus to my import-export, which is good. And I've got good coverage on my ports, okay? So I want to keep my difference down so that my port activity doesn't go haywire like it used to. So I have one port, 1,500 in traffic, okay? Out of the 22.5. So yeah, I'm doing really good. Ooh, what else did I do since last episode? Oh yeah, I built. Where is it? I guess it's up here somewhere. Right here. I built a nuclear power plant. Okay. It was just time. You know, these babies aren't cheap. They cost $95,000. Okay, $2,780 to as a monthly cost. Now, once again, what I've done, I'm at 94 and 95, is I have diesel generators and water towers that I can turn off when I do these big water and power bills. See, there's my water pumping station at 2 out of 4. But each time I level up, I drop off water towers, I close them, and then as I need water, I open up the water towers, and I save some money. So I've got 363,000 available on hand. I have 61,000 in my national treasury off here on the right, okay? So I'm still doing my 1% national contribution, $515 a month. So, like I said, right now, I have a central bank unlocks foreign currency, 25,000. I easily can build it, but at this point, I just do not need it, okay? So why build something that I really just don't need? So I hope that you've been enjoying this series. I think I'm going to be back just before I hit 100,000. And then what I'm going to be doing is by hopefully growing slowly, building more education and stuff up, what I'm going to do is end up with, now you can see my health really went up to 94 because of that shift. So now, it's going to take a little while for my policies to take effect as far as the schools go, but now that I'm really jacking up the policy score, it'll really be good. In this area here with the medium density, it's not going to level up. So this population is now going to be stable and just keep increasing and stuff. Whereas in the high density, it's still going to zone up and stuff. But I can't wait to get to the arcologies. So in my next episode, I will come back. I will have the 100,000 population unlocks to do that I will show you, and then we'll see where we're at with my education score. Hopefully, I will be at the 65 level, get the university, and then I'm off to the races.